Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be discussing as usual every Saturday do trade recap of trades you took in the week. Remember if you want to join my WhatsApp channel for my trades, check the link on the bio to my WhatsApp group. The Telegram group, I'm not that active on Telegram, but on WhatsApp I'm always active trying to give my community everything I take at every single time. The first trade we had for this week was a setup that I actually had last week, but it triggered this week, and it's a buy on AUDCAD. That was the first setup, and as you can see, we lost the trade. The setup was let me get let me get this. This is the swing structure for the setup. It's a swing buy structure, and of course the setup was not actually quite in the right particular position for this buy. It wasn't the right position for the buy. It's supposed to be around this zone right here. This zone right here is for buys. This zone is for buys, and the one up here is for sales. So this is the premium zone and this is the discount zone. Why did I wanted to take this buy? Why I took this buy? Because we have a sell here. This sell is more of an order flow sell, but still protected than the rest. Price order flowed from here to here. Now here is protected. Price is likely supposed to retest this zone before falling. The thing is that I didn't want, because of for research like what I've studied, the best way for this sell to trigger is if the best way for the sell to trigger is if it doesn't reach the discount zone first. If it reaches the discount zone before pushing up, it will likely fail. So that is why I took this trade. That's why I took this trade. I had a for for reference purposes. I also had a buy on AUD USD, but I discarded this buy because just like AUD said, it was not in the right zone for the buy. And this is the setup right here. This is the setup right here. It was not in the right zone for this buy. If I plot, you can see this is the swing. This is still the same swing structure. And if I plot this thing right from here to here, you can see that it's not in the right zone. It's actually in the premium zone. I didn't expect the setup to hold because, like, knowing the zones that price is inside is a good way of reading out the buy setups. So I didn't expect this buy to hold. But still, since I was to risk on AUDCAD, I would have probably shifted that risk to AUDUS instead of AUDCAD because the inducement broke structure in this side, and the setup I've been here for like the setup I've been fully mature since May 25th. So this would have been the best trade to test out AUDCAD, but I made the mistake and I lost the trade. I didn't take this trade though. And for my second trade, I had a sell on NZDCAD. I had a sell on NZDCAD. Okay. Okay. This setup went correct. I didn't take any of this that buy setup either. And that's not last week. The sell setup is likely here. This is likely the setup right here. We have a sweep. Price didn't break before, the inducement didn't break structure here. The inducement formed before breaking structure, which making the setup a type 2 setup. Not all that profitable, but it's actually a setup. Why else did I take this trade? Why else did I take this trade? Why did I take this trade? You can see that this setup formed in the discount zone, so it was actually in the right zone for a sell. That's why I took this trade. And you can also see that price is on a downward trend. Even if it's still trying to correct, I believe to just form a swing structure Probably if buys were to happen, buys will still happen in this zone. Like price should push down and come to this zone before trying to push up again. So the setup was a type 2, not all that profitable with proving back test and everything, but it was a good setup at the right zone. That is the it's of the zone, the direction of the market, the zone where it is. That is what makes an A plus setup an A plus setup in my suggestion. Not necessarily the structure, but structure also plays a very big role into the stuff. So I lost that trade, and the next trade I had was a I had XAUSD. XAUSD I had buy setup there. So let's just go over XAUSD. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'll go to 1 hour time frame to best see what I saw. So XAUSD is actually in the right zone. I don't even need to go show if it's in the right zone or not. So we have a sweep, break of structure, break of structure. We have another break of structure right here. That's after the sweep, the after the sweep we had a break of structure, very good setup, type probably type 1, very nice. So we had our structural liquidity, structural liquidity right here, structural liquidity right here, and another break of structure. This setup was perfectly aligned. So for this setup, my entry was from right here. I can't take from this QMR at the field order block, because if you're looking at the structural liquidity, you can see the structural liquidity is in the same line with structural liquidity is in the same line with the field order block. That's telling us where the structural liquidity tapped into before reversing up. The only chance we had was a protected low. That's why I didn't take plot my entry price from here. So what next? From doing so much research on QMROs, you will notice that they are best. It's always best you take QMROs that are actually extreme highs or extreme lows. What do I mean? This setup should form here. Like this zone right here makes the setup shaky, but doesn't mean it won't hold. But to be on the safe side, what do we have to do? We have to cover both that low to be on the safe side. Exactly what I did. And so I had two setups actually. I had one here and one here. If you can look closely, you will notice that there's almost same thing going on here. Now you can see the sweep. You can see the sweep in price. You can see the sweep in price. You can see the structural liquidity. You can see the structural liquidity. You can see the break of structure. You can see another break of structure. You can see break of structure. You can see break of structure. These are the most important break of structures. The most important break of structures is the one after the sweep and the one after the structural liquidity. One after the sweep, the sweep especially. So this is the two setups that I actually had, but I later deleted this setup because for some reason I wasn't interested in taking it again, because it seemed that price was selling. And for another good reason is I don't trust gold. Gold is fond of jumping. This setup is going to trigger. This setup is going to trigger. If you can see that thing triggered where market was about to close, and I don't trust gold. Gold is kind of jumpy most times. When market just opens this section, just starts trending all that thing. I don't want any surprises. That was the major reasons why I didn't want this setup again. And I was hoping that since there was a reaction from this will hold instead. But you can see that price came up. You can see when price tapped into it, price came up. Give lower time frame traders, give them trade and everything. There was a sell setup right here. I was actually scared of this sell setup. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared of this sell setup. I won't tell people that they can set their break even, but I'll be holding TP or SL. This sell setup was nice. It was a breaker block. I don't really trust breakers, but it's not about what I trust. I knew that this setup was likely to hold. This setup was likely to hold. My suspicion for this sell was actually long time ago when price was trying to return. I thought that this was inducement and price after breaking through here won't actually break this high. There might be retracement. So when the retracement started happening, when retracement started happening, I knew that would be like a pullback. Probably price is not actually turning bearish, but that would be a very good pullback. Probably to like 50%, 50% of the whole entire move. And this setup actually falls in that range. So this setup falls in that range. Was a nice buy. Okay, something like this. I was expecting that price will move about 50%. This setup can likely hold. That's the truth. This setup might likely hold. So I was expecting a pullback to at least 50%. Then price will tap into a POI and move up. This taking this setup or just contingency plan or anything in case anything happens. So what happened here is that when I saw that price respected this first entry, what did I do? When I saw price respected this first entry, my instinct was I took a sell. I was still in a buy trade, but I took a sell. I took a sell from right here as a continuation entry, and my target was right here. So I took this sell, TP right here, SL right here. Oh god, maybe the entry was right here because I closed 1 to 5. That's what I know. So I closed 1 to 5 in this setup. After doubting this entry and this entry held, this was the next. I took it while I was still on the buy. I didn't break even because I don't like breaking even again. I like holding my setup. My setup gives me everything it has. This setup moved like 1 to 2, 1 to 2 point something before hitting SM. Very painful because I was just targeting this high here, 1 to 5. But I'm glad I didn't lose anything. I still took the trade. I gave it out to my community and hopefully somebody took it with me. So for my last trade, I took a trade in AUDCAD. AUDCAD. I think this is the last time I'll trade AUDCAD for normal continuation, daily entries, and every other thing because the setup, the setup was very very nice, very nice setup I saw. So if you see on Forex Factory, you can see that this low was below this low, but on Ando and FXM, they have different representation. In all those other brokers, you will see that price swept. This is confirmation I had to do. I was looking to that POI to check why should I take that buy? Oh my question, why should I take the buy? So let's look. Okay, Orlando has few issues. Let's check FXM. FXM. Look at that particular setup. Look at that zone again. You can see a sweep. You can see a sweep. Remember, this break of structure is not the important break of structure. Break of structure is important. It is strong break of structure after the sweep. So this break of structure. What else? Structural liquidity. What else? Break of structure. This setup formed like the last minutes and every other thing. So what was my idea? If you look at the structural liquidity, you can see it didn't actually. I won't say if I go to a lower time frame, I will see that it didn't actually tap into my QMR. So my QMR is very very valid. What do I do? I look at this close and open, this open and close OC level. Sorry for using alchemist terms. I look at this OC level and I place my SL below the low. Hopefully that if I go to 45 minutes, let me go for 5 minutes and see what was there. If I go to 45 minutes, you can see I should have won't covered from here, but I decided to use the OC level instead because my mental 5 don't have 45 minutes, of course. So at least price supposed to return to this extent here. I just don't want to use this extent, but price supposed to return there. Why I actually put it above, you can look at the other block of the sweep. You can see it's even above that zone. So let me put it in this level. And this level is Asian lows. It's very Asian low. Like price supposed to take it out. And which price did? But on further next, the spread was too much. The spread was just too much, and price gave in very close. It missed the entry, and it was very painful. But my good funded actually triggered it, and I closed at 1 to 3. Price reached 1 to 5. Like price reached it, but didn't actually tap my TP. I closed at 1 to 3 because time was going up, and I will not hold a continuation setup like this. I won't hold it. You understand? I won't hold the setup till the next week. So I closed at 1 to 3. But this win I couldn't record it because my main account didn't trigger it. So it just a painful setup. Let me show you how close it was. Missed it. In fact, I copied the entry for my funded next to my code funded because code funded chart presentation was like Onando. You can see that Onando there was misrepresentation in this chart. If you look at Onando, this is exactly what code funded has. This presentation you have to copy it my funded next and paste it. Even the SL copied and pasted it. I didn't actually use. So normally once I have it set up, I just go to my broker and check if I'll see the same thing, set it. That's why I like trading popular pairs because the chart presentation is usually the same. So what was I trying to show? I was trying to show this. Okay, okay. Okay. This is my funded next 50k prop, and you can see that price came to the zone, didn't even tap it. Like the spread was just too much, and it didn't trigger. But on my good funded, it's triggered because the spread is actually less on good funded. Let's say is a fact, but it's kind of because even on BTC charts, spread are less on good funded. That's what I've noticed. But on popular pairs like gold, GBP USD JPY, GBP JPY, go fundedness has good spread. But you're talking about overall spreads that are good. Good funded has good spreads. It triggered and I closed. Look at the near, very 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 close, and every other thing. This thing actually traced to this zone, and I closed somewhere around here. But win is a win though. So that was the last setup I had for the day, for the whole entire week. See you on the next video. And remember, if you want to join my WhatsApp group, I'm very active. Drop my setup. I don't charge money. I don't ask for anything. Just watch me trade. It's free. You can just go to my bio on YouTube and join the group. Ask me questions why I took a trade, reason why I took a trade. And people won't ask me why did I take this buy, why didn't I put my TP less than where I put my TP. The major reason is that you can see, if you watch the video for the start, you can see I had a buy, I had a sell up there, and I know price will reach there. That there is like 80% possibility that price is going to reach that sell POI there. And if I was greedy, I wouldn't put it in the inducement of that sell POI. But that's not what we're trying to do. 1 to 5, 1 to 4 is okay. I'd have closed at 1 to 4 since the last 3. If it triggered in my main account, I will close that trade at 1 to 4. Or I actually saw it when it was here. I would have closed it there. But my annoyance was, and I shouldn't attach emotions and everything. But my anger was, it didn't trigger because of spread. Anyway, see you in the next video.